We recently published a paper about the gravity mass redistribution before the earthquake of Maule in 2010 in Chile. We conclude that this gravity mass redistribution is related to a deep extension of the plate plunging under in the mantle. So we conclude that the Maule earthquake could have originated from the propagation up to the surface of this deep extension. This extension prior to the earthquake occurred almost 2 months before the earthquake. We use the gravity field measured by GRACE satellite gravity mission, a mission that occurred between 2002 and 2017. What we did is that we take all these data from the GRACE mission. The real challenge in these data that are very rich is to separate all the sources. So to separate all the signals sources, we used wavelet decomposition. That is to say, we try to only represent signals according to their size. And we also use gravity gradients, which is an analysis that allows to highlight signals depending on their orientation. The signal we detected happened in a subduction zone, where an oceanic plate plunged under a continental plate. What we see is an extension deep in the oceanic plate under the continental plate. So we think that this extension deep can propagate up to the surface and so caused a rupture at the interface of the two plates near the surface. That's what we call an earthquake. We do not relate this variation with water mass. It's a solid earth mass redistribution. And we see this redistribution in the north of the epicenter of the Maule earthquake, in an area which is arid. So there is not a lot of water mass redistribution in this area. So we are lucky if we want to see what is happening for the redistribution of the solid earth masses. So GRACE and GRACE Follow-On are two gravimetric satellite missions. They are composed of two spacecrafts on the same orbits, which follow each other. We measure exactly the distance between the two spacecrafts, and when they pass over a mass variation, they will separate from each other. That is to say, the first spacecraft would be attracted by the mass variation before they passed through it, and the other one will be attracted by it later. So with this variation between the two satellites, we can determine what is the variation in the mass they are passing over.